Hi Kayleigh, this is your personal reading. Thank you so much for volunteering to receive this reading from me and for also being open to sharing it on my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. So before I started this reading, I went into meditation for a little bit, and I also pulled a few cards for you. I also chose a couple of crystals as well, a couple of crystals that I felt drawn to take out. So I'm going to start with the crystals. I felt really drawn to choose a couple of Celestite crystals for you. Let's see if this will focus. I love Celestite crystals. They have a really peaceful and healing energy to them, and I really love the blue color that they have. I feel like it has a message for you about communication, and also it has a message about your own energy. I feel like you have a really peaceful energy to you, a very peaceful and healing energy, and I feel that a lot of people can feel that when they're around you, and I feel like you have a lot of friends for that reason too. Like, you're a healer, and so people are drawn to be around you, and you're a really good person and you have a really big heart. So I feel like that's why I felt drawn to take that crystal out for you. And I also took out this Indigo Kyanite crystal. It's a deep blue, deep blue crystal, and I looked up the properties to this one, and I know that it has a really strong and powerful energy to it. It's a highly spiritual crystal, but I feel that the main quality of this crystal and the main message about this crystal for you is it's really cleansing, and it says that it never holds on to negative energy, and so you never have to clear it or do like energy clearing on it, because it does the clearing on its own. And I thought this was very interesting, because usually people will tell you that you have to clear your crystals. And I feel this is a message about you maybe releasing some negative emotions that maybe you've been storing within yourself, or it has a message about you having an ability for releasing negative emotions and letting them go. So it could be either one of those. There's a strong message about that, like holding on to things and releasing them, mostly releasing them. So now that I told you about the crystals, I'm going to tell you about what I titled this reading. I spelled out best friend for your reading because there's a strong aspect of friendship around you, and the 3 cards that came out, it made me think of friendship. I'll get to that next, but I feel that you're a friend to everyone, and you make a lot of friends because of who you are and just like your peaceful and bright energy that you have. and you are a rock to some people and a lot of people, I feel. And you're a good support system. You really care about people and you're there for people when they really need your help or someone to talk to. You're that kind of person, and it really describes your character and your personality and just who you are all around. So that's why I felt like spelling out best friend. I thought it was perfect for this reading. So I asked 3 cards to come out for you that would describe major themes and messages for you in this reading. It's basically an overview of how this whole reading is going to go for you. And I asked, what does Kayleigh need to hear right now? What's most important for her to hear? And the first card that came out was this purpose card. And I get a really strong energy from it because it makes me think of life purpose. It's something that's really big for your soul and your life. This is like a big level purpose, not just like a small one, you know? Okay, and this forgiveness card also came out. And the last one was patience. So, right after I pulled all 3 of these cards, I felt this is going to be a deep reading. We're gonna go pretty deep with the messages, I feel, because these are like 3 like really big themes in life, or like things in life. Figuring out your purpose, learning how to forgive people or just forgive in general, and also learning how to be patient. These are like 3 really big lessons in life, 3 really big things. So I feel like there's gonna be some really deep messages that are gonna come through for you today. And these cards also told me about how you're a really good friend to people, and this reading has a really strong relationship vibe to it, specifically friendship. And forgiveness and patience and purpose are all 3 things that go into relationships. Sometimes we have to learn how to forgive people, and sometimes we have to learn how to be patient with them. And we also find our purpose with people as well. You could say a part of your purpose is to be someone's friend or someone's partner, you know. That's a big aspect of life, important relationships with people, and I feel that relationships are really important to you. So that's why that came out. And I had this crazy synchronistic experience. So when I went into meditation to connect with myself and to receive messages for you, I began to see yellow and orange, and then I saw this really pretty flower bloom, and it was golden. It was like yellow and orange mixed, and it was really pretty. And I heard chrysanthemum. I heard that in my head, and I thought that was pretty wild because I mean, that's not a really common flower name, and it just popped into my head, so I knew there was an important message about that. And so I was curious and I looked up chrysanthemum because I had no idea what they looked like. Like, it's not a common flower, you know? But I figured, like, the flower that I saw had to be a chrysanthemum. And so when I looked it up, I immediately saw a picture of the exact flower that I saw, which is crazy. So I saw a chrysanthemum and I didn't even know what they looked like. And I looked up the meaning to these flowers, and the main symbolism of these flowers is friendship. And so that basically brought everything together and into perspective that yes, this reading is going to be about relationships, but most importantly, friendships for you. And I'm going to read a little bit of the symbolism that it says on this site. So it says, lasting friendship and non-romantic affection, support from your family and loved ones, and I also feel that you are a big support system for others as well. Cheerfulness and good spirits, including cheering up a sad person. I feel like that's what that describes your character, what you would do. Rest and recovery after a long trial or challenge, enduring life and rebirth, especially the birth of a child, in loyalty and devotion, both romantic and platonic. And there was another message mentioning friendship. Okay. It says, support your friends with loyalty and love, especially when they are facing an obstacle or recovering from a life-changing event. Remember to honor the cycle of life both at its end and with new beginnings. And I do get a strong message or vibe about like nurses, and I'm not sure if you are a nurse, but that would describe your character, how you are very caring and supportive and you really feel the need to help people in really big ways. That's just who you are. So I wanted to let you know that as well. I wrote some more stuff down. Let me find it. Okay, so before I even looked up the symbolism to chrysanthemum flowers, I myself connected to the energy and asked myself what the message was from it. And okay, so I wrote down peaceful, relieving. I felt like all burdens were released. I also had this feeling of hope. It's like fresh air, a breath of fresh air. It feels very light. I felt very lightweight. Light energy, and I wrote burdens lifted. I also wrote, this is about you, being a rock for other people, supportive, caretaker, big heart, friend to everyone. You were there for people. And I also wrote down nurse, like I told you. I also wrote relationships, communication, life purpose, and you're learning forgiveness and patience right now. And that's all I wrote down. Here's another crazy thing that I came across. So I have a bunch of decks in front of me, and you can't really see it on camera because they're like over here on my desk, but I had this feeling that I had to look through my other decks that weren't on this desk. and I was kind of curious, like, why do I need to look and make sure that I have all the decks that I need for this reading, because I have plenty, you know? And so I looked through my drawer and I took a couple more decks out, and so I brought them back over here in one of the decks. So like I set it on here, and then I flipped it over, and the card that was like right underneath the deck was this was this friendship card. And so I thought that was a crazy synchronicity and a major message and validation for what I was getting about friendship, and that's why I felt drawn to look for more decks and take this one out so I could see this card. So that was an amazing experience and message. Okay, a few cards like fell off, so okay. So now that I told you about everything that I've picked up on so far, I'm just going to give you a quick overview of what I'm going to do. So I'm going to pull some Oracle and Tarot cards for you, and I'm going to channel some messages from Spirit. And I'm also going to send you some healing energy, and you can accept the energy or you can say, no, I don't want to receive this energy. It's completely up to you. And I'm going to see certain scenes and images during this reading, and you can take them literally or they will be symbolic and metaphorical to events and things that you've been feeling in your life, and they will give you some perspective about things and some understanding. And so that's how the symbolism and the scenes are going to go during this reading. So I wanted to let you know how that all works. So I'm going to pull some cards for you now. I'm thinking what cards I should take out. I'm going to use the Wildwood Tarot. Sorry if you could hear that music. Hopefully it's not that loud. My brother likes to play music pretty loud. Okay. I'm gonna have Spirit pull the right cards for you. They'll jump out of the deck. Like that. Okay, so now I'm going to channel some messages. I'm gonna see what images Spirit wants to show me and what messages they want to share with you. I'm gonna hold this card while I do this, and when I'm done channeling and receiving the messages, I'm gonna see the image of this card, and it's going to validate what I saw or is going to add to it. So you'll see how this works out. It's cool. Sometimes I'll see stuff that is actually in the card, and sometimes I don't, but the card will add to the message. I'm gonna try to do this with my eyes open this time. Usually I close my eyes for this. I'm seeing something really interesting and I'm trying to understand what I'm seeing. I'm seeing these orange bars, like you'd see in jail, but they're orange, so I'm like a little confused about this and what it means for you. There's something about feeling trapped, but it's not like something physical. I feel like it's more inside yourself. It's like holding on to something and I'm not letting it go, and it's like keeping something somewhere. Something is like trapped or staying within you, and it's not helping you a whole lot. But this is like something that you've decided to do yourself. You've decided to hold on to this instead of let go of it. And I feel like that's why they're orange. Like that was to tell me this is, it's not like a physical thing. This is like spiritual. This is like a choice of yours. And it's making me think of certain choices and decisions we make in life, and we can choose to keep ourselves stuck in one place or one choice, if that makes sense. This is making me think of moving. So okay, so let's say you wish to move out of your house, but there's no like really nice houses that you like close by, and so you choose to stay in your house because you haven't found the right house yet that you'd like to move into, but you're limiting your choice by doing that because you can move somewhere else, out of state or somewhere a little farther away, but you won't give yourself that option. There's something about this. And I'm also thinking about family members, like maybe there's family members close by and you don't want to be far away from them, so you're choosing to stay in your house and not move because of other people. And that's your choice and your decision, but you can still feel trapped by your own choice and decision because you won't allow yourself to choose a different way, choose another way to go about this situation. That's what's coming through. So there's definitely something about choices and options that you may have in life, but you've like crossed them off the list because they're not ideal, but they could be if you allow yourself to see that. There's something about limiting yourself of things that could bring you a lot of happiness, but you won't allow yourself to go there because of other things. So that's what I'm getting right now, and that could be something literal, like with the house, or it could just be a symbol or experience from my life and what I've heard, experienced, that relates to what you may be experiencing in a different way. So I wanted to let you know that. Okay, yeah. Definitely makes sense. So this is a challenge for you. And this is 2 of stones. This is a decision card to me because it's 2 different bunnies, and like each of them represents a choice. And this could also represent relationships that may be keeping you from doing certain things because you really love them and you don't want to upset them, or you just want to be close to them, but there's like sacrifices that may have to be made in order to have that in your life, and this is difficult for you. So definitely something about decisions, choices, challenges, but it's within yourself. It's your own choices and options that you give yourself and allow yourself. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what other messages they have for you. There's a message about a quiet place that you could go to really think about things. I'm seeing a really pretty garden. It's very simple, but it's elegant, and the flowers are placed in like perfect, they're placed and arranged perfectly. And I'm seeing stepping stones in this garden, and I'm seeing those carved stone figurines or statues with fairies and butterflies and toads. I also see a bird bath. Yeah, bird bath. In a bench. And I'm envisioning myself in this garden, and I'm deciding to sit down on this bench, and I'm choosing to clear my mind and think about things. This is a quiet place for me to go and clear my head and make decisions and think about my life, and just contemplate about important things. There's a message about you having a quiet place to think. You may already have one, or you may not. If you don't, then this is a message for you to find a place somewhere that you could go, in your house or somewhere else, somewhere out in nature or a park, that you could go and clear your mind. I feel like this is really important for you to do. You need your space to really connect with yourself and to feel what you need to feel, and if there are things that you haven't let yourself feel, or been like pushing down, then this is the place to release that. It's a place to let it all out, like if you need to cry it out, or if you need a place to write and release your feelings and thoughts in that way. Whatever way helps you. It's also a place where you can ask for help and for guidance, and there's an aspect of praying also. I'm seeing this bird bath, and I feel like taking some change out and like throwing coins in and just making wishes or prayers of things that I want, or asking for help from spirit, and just having a conversation with the universe and with spirit and with yourself. There's a definite message about this for you. I don't like this card a whole lot because of the image, but I don't feel like it's bad. You could see that this is a nature spot, so this could be validating that. A place to go out in nature, or just nearby your house, a quiet place that you could go. And this is respecting yourself and honoring yourself and your feelings and all of your thoughts. This is, yeah, it's something about you, something you do for yourself that is really important, and it's self-care. Okay. There's something about wind. I'm seeing spirals of wind like tornadoes, but they're not tornadoes. It's interesting. Like, I'm seeing spirals of wind like going up, but then I'm seeing spirals of wind going down. And I'm hearing the words, would you carry me? This is like symbolic, but like asking the wind to carry you and to take you to where you want to be. There's also an aspect of like not Alice in Wonderland, Wizard of Oz. There's an aspect of this, like when she taps her red heels together, she goes back home. There's a message about travel being where home is, where you feel at home. And there's something about going somewhere. There's a place you wish to be, but you may not be there in your life right now. It could be like a house you want, or it could be a relationship you want, or just like a place you want to live, a place you want to travel. There's something about like an important place and an important experience that you want to go to, a place you want to be taken to. And there's a message about this, like with the wind, like carrying you somewhere. And wind is also symbolic of spirit. It's the element of spirit, so this could be talking to spirit, talking to the universe, and asking for help and guidance on like how to get to this place. but there's definitely something about wanting to be somewhere, wanting to go somewhere. And this place feels like home. You feel happy in this place. You feel yourself. It's very peaceful. It's very light. It's very happy. Very joyous. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Okay. So this makes sense because these two people in the card are leaving. They're going somewhere because it looks like maybe their house burnt up, or like the fire is destroying something. So they're having to leave that behind and go somewhere new. So this could go along with what I was seeing with you wanting to go somewhere and be somewhere else, somewhere new, have new experiences in life. And you could want this because there may be a part of you that isn't really happy where you are right now, and your soul is wanting some kind of change in your life, and it's longing for something else. And you may not completely realize this or know what you want, and this could be why I was seeing the meditation place, the quiet place. There could be a message for you to start thinking about things and really like feeling what like you're feeling, your emotions, your thoughts, and really thinking about yourself and what you want yourself. There could be something about relationships that could be preventing you from even giving yourself the option to do what makes you happy or what you feel will make you happy. There could be something about that. Okay, let's see. I'm seeing two different scenes. So the first scene that I saw myself like putting something in water. It was like I just like gently lowered my hand into this body of water, this lake, and I knew there was something in my hand that I was letting go, and it was gonna like go into the water. It was either gonna drop somewhere, but I was letting go of it. And then I saw this scene of setting this mini boat on water and letting it sail away. And I asked, okay, so what am I releasing in the water? What did I just put into the water? Because I couldn't necessarily like see it. I just knew I was letting something go. And then I saw this beautiful koi fish and I let it go. I like put it back in the water and I saw it swim away, and it swam away so gracefully and peacefully. It was a very peaceful moment of letting go of this beautiful fish. And there's something about letting this fish go like home, letting it go back home, letting it be where it needs to be. It's like animals at the zoo. People will say this is not like where they should be out in the wild. There's like something about this. There's something about you being where you feel at home and being and just like where you feel you need to be in life, like what is that place? You're trying to figure that out. Where is that place? Because koi fish, they live and belong in water. They don't belong on land. That's just not their element. That's not their home, you know? So I feel like you're trying to figure that out. Where do I feel home? Where do I feel at home? Like, where is that place? And it's allowing yourself to go there. And this could be about other people, like maybe other people need to not try to like have you do certain things or in life. They need to like let you go in that way, like just let you live your life and do the things you love and just yeah, just like do those things. Definitely something about relationships. You may be not allowing yourself to do things because other people don't approve, or like you don't want to upset them or something about this, and this is a challenge. Okay, so we got the shaman. This is the magician card in the tarot, and this card is all about manifesting things in life, knowing how things in this world are created, and knowing the power of spirit. This card contains like all of the elements, air, fire, earth, water. And like the magician, he pretty much takes all of these and he uses them to manifest things in the world. So this could be about how you're trying to manifest this thing in your life. You may also want to travel somewhere, because I saw myself letting this boat out into sea, and it's one of those small boats. It's not an actual like life-size boat, but it's those miniature boats that you could build yourself. And this has symbolism about a journey and going somewhere, and the things that this journey can promise you and bring you. And so this card is all about doing things to make that happen, whatever it may be. So through those cards. And I'm gonna use this angel deck, this guardian angel deck, and have a couple of cards pulled from this one for you. Okay. Oh, and I'm also going to be sending some healing energy to you right now, and oh my gosh, in the rest of this reading. Yes, so this whole time I was literally thinking about this card. Like this reading is, it's about letting go of something. I mean, in like forgiveness is letting go of something that isn't helping you. It's hurting you emotionally, and like you want to release it, but it can be hard sometimes. and like having patience with yourself in this process of letting go. I feel like this has something to do with like letting go of emotions, but it could be letting go of like other things as well. And like you're learning this. There's a purpose to this. You're definitely learning something very valuable about forgiveness, and if you're not giving yourself the option to do something that would truly make you happy because of other people, then you're learning about just like forgiveness and how other people can forgive you as well. Like it doesn't feel like something like huge, you know, but there's something about forgiving yourself for things that you've done for yourself too, to make yourself happy. And like you shouldn't feel guilty about that. You should, because like you did it for the right reasons, you did it for yourself, so you shouldn't feel guilty because it's your life, you know? And you should do the things that you feel called to do and what your heart is telling you to do. And that's what's coming in here. And yeah, something about relationships with this as well. So this is the letting go card. Let's see if it will focus. Sometimes it takes a little bit. Okay, now I'm gonna move it. Okay, yeah, I kept seeing this card in my mind because I've used this deck many times, and so some cards I actually I know the images in my mind and what the cards say, and so I kind of saw like a premonition of this card, and just I felt that this one would come out for you, and it did. Out of all the cards in the deck, this one decided to come out for you, and it's the letting go card. So it says, releasing the past can seem like a challenge. Challenge card. Oh man, it takes so long for it to focus sometimes. But you get the gist. This one says challenge on it. But it can also be liberating. Your angels will help you let go so that you can fly higher than ever before. Endings always herald new beginnings. And this is gonna freak you out too, the second card that came out with this one. Choose to allow this situation to lead you to a more joyful life, and that's what you want. Change your life by changing your thoughts. And guess what card came out next? A new beginning. In this card, it literally said, endings always herald new beginnings. And so this card, it came out reversed, so this is telling me that since you haven't let go yet, the new beginning hasn't taken place yet. But it will if you choose to let go of this, whatever it is. And you know, this symbolism, this kid is like, it looks like he's letting go of something. Like maybe he was holding that butterfly and he released it, like the koi fish that I saw. He could be reaching out to it as well, but this is what I'm seeing. He released the butterfly, he's letting go. And this card says, you are at the beginning of a wonderful journey. There's no need to have any fear, as guardian angels walk beside you every step of the way. You have unique gifts to offer the world if you will just free yourself from that which holds you back. So letting go of what is holding you back. New opportunities will present themselves if you truly believe. And that goes back with what I said about the chrysanthemum. I was feeling this hope, this like faith and belief of like positive things and happiness, and this is what this is talking about. New opportunities will present themselves if you truly believe that you can have them and those experiences can come into your life. So those are two pretty powerful cards that came out for you. I'm going to pull a couple more cards. I'm going to use this Earth Power Oracle. Let's see what other messages Spirit has for you. Healing energy is still going to you, and it will keep like being sent to you till the end of this reading. Sometimes it takes a little bit for the right card to come out. Okay, so I really love the green and yellows in this card. Really gorgeous. I have a personal relationship with my patron guides. I am the result of love throughout the ages. I am awakened to my own value and purpose. Yeah. First card that came out for you in this reading. So you're definitely discovering your purpose and things about yourself, the things that you desire and want in life. They tell you who you are, and you learn more about yourself by knowing those things. And yeah, I am awakened to my own value and purpose, and you should be valued for your gifts, and you should value yourself as well and value what you want in life. And the way you can value them is by letting go of things that are holding you back from having those things in your life. And a part of your purpose is learning how to do that, learning how to be patient with yourself and just like releasing things. And that's a part of forgiveness. Forgiveness is letting go of something, and like whatever that is, releasing things in order for you to find happiness in your life and to do the things that you want to do, whether it be traveling somewhere, traveling to Paris or Hawaii, you know. This is about your life. This is about you in what you love to do, and in what you see yourself doing and becoming. And this card also says I have a personal relationship with my patron guides. You could have a relationship with your spirit guides. But this could also be talking about people and friendships and relationships in your life right now as well, and it could be validating that. And it's reminding you that you are love, you are the result of love throughout the ages. And yeah. I'm also focused on the stairs in this card. In order to enter this temple, this sacred place, at the top of the mountain, you have to climb those stairs. And first you have to choose to climb them to end up in this beautiful sunny place. In your life, there's that choice that you have to make. And that's just symbolic of going towards that dream you have. I'm going to use the Secret Language of Animals Oracle next. This will be the final message for you. Let's see what card it is. Yeah. Makes complete sense to what I've been picking up on. There's definitely a message about you being wild with your dreams. Something about letting yourself having that freedom, and like giving yourself those options to explore the world and the things that you truly wish to experience. Because this says a wild horse, and this goes along with me seeing the fish and being freed, being let go into its natural environment, back to its home. And also the part about me thinking about how some zoo animals, people will, like, some people believe that they aren't meant to be at the zoo, they're meant to be out in the wild, doing what they want to do, not being trapped. But this is about you somehow like trapping yourself and keeping yourself from being free and like wild, doing those things that make your like heart just like shine, and you just being so happy and smiling, loving life, you know. This is what you are going towards and trying to manifest. You want to be a free spirit. That's what I'm really picking up on. You want to feel free. It says freedom, sensitivity, spirit, and partnership. So this also says partnership. So this reading has, well, it has a strong aspect of relationships. So there could be something about romantic relationships as well. It talks about spirit too. You may talk to spirit or loved ones sometimes, asking for help, or it's connecting to your dreams and your thoughts and your emotions. Those are spiritual, because you can't like physically see your thoughts or your dreams. You can't do that. So they are spiritual as well. Sensitivity, you may have sensitivity towards others, telling you what you should be doing in life. And you may also be an empath. You may feel others' emotions. You have a really big heart, I feel, and you may be just a sensitive person, and you need to be in really nourishing and peaceful environments. This could also be talking about emotions, releasing some emotions that maybe you've been storing within yourself for a little while. And freedom, most importantly, that's a big aspect. When you let go of things, you free yourself, and you, well, like this card says, you liberate yourself. It's about freeing yourself and releasing yourself from things that are holding you down and making you feel trapped in your world or in your life, whatever that may be. You have the options and you have the choice. You have free will. You're just be like a wild horse. Go towards those things that you want. Be that free spirit. And that's the last message that I'd like to give you for this reading. Thank you so much, Kayleigh, for allowing me to do this reading, and I truly hope that it helps you and anyone else watching this video. I hope it also helps you. Thank you so much for watching, and have a beautiful day. Bye.